All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started with our first pre-algebra screencast. This is Chapter 1, Section 1, Words and Expressions. Chapter 1, Section 1, Words and Expressions. I want to welcome you guys to the first screencast. We are learning as we go. I will get everything polished up as I continue to go. We want to welcome the parents who are going to be watching this as well at some point. We're trying something here, something new here at Bixby Middle School. So each night they will have a screencast to watch, and the next day we're going to go ahead and do some of the problems in class. Again, my name is Mr. Reneau, and welcome to Pre-Algebra 2012-2013. Different words and expressions. Mathematically, there are a lot of key words that we want to go over. We are looking at things that will mean the same terms. For example, if I'm going to add, there are multiple words that could mean the same as addition. So some of the words or keywords that can mean addition could be sum, possibly more. Also, you might see the terms in addition to. When we get on to subtraction, our biggest key word for subtraction is going to be difference. You might see the term less as well. When we get to multiplication, you might see the word product. A lot of times the kids like to use the word times. That works well. Mostly in the book you'll see the words product. And then when you get to division, or when we divide, we're going to use the term quotient. Please bear with me as I learn to use this pen. It's a little bit different than what we're used to. My handwriting is not the greatest, but I hope you bear with me as I learn to make everything a little bit better. Okay, so addition, we've got sum and more. Subtraction, difference and less. Multiply, we'll use the word product. And divide, we'll use the word quotient. Now, examples of these types of problems. I might see something written out in words such as, let's see, we could go for the sum of 9 and 12. The sum of 9 and 12. Obviously, we know what 9 and 12 are going to look like. We look at that keyword. Might want to underline the keyword here is what I'm going to do. We're looking for sum, which is addition. So we're going to go 9 plus 12. Now, we're just writing these expressions. We're not actually solving them. So make sure you follow directions when we work in class tomorrow and just see what they actually want. We could go ahead and take 9 and 12, add it together, and find the sum to be 21. But right now we're just going to write the expression. Maybe you might see the quotient. Of 9 and 12. I'm going to go ahead and write the numbers here just for space on the board. It could be written in words. It might be written in numbers. examples will be different. If I'm looking at quotient, I'm thinking division. I know I have a numerator and a denominator, looks like a fraction. So I'm going to take the first term, which is my 9, and I'm going to divide it by 12. I could also write it as I struggle with the pen a minute. I could also write it 9 divided by 12. Either way is acceptable. That gets us through some of the keywords and expressions. We're going to move on to order of operations. Most of the kids have learned the order of operations as PEMDAS. Okay, some of them have learned it as, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Either way, it tells us what we need to do first in orders when we're doing different problems. What we want to take care of first are parentheses. Then we're going to go to exponents. Followed by multiply. Then next we're going to divide. The second to last is going to be add. And finally we will subtract. One key that kind of gets left off of PEMDAS is all of these are done in order just as you read it. So it's going to be in order from left to right. So if you end up with an addition and a subtraction, or you end up with a multiplication and division side by side to each other, we will go from left to right. And I'll give an example of that here in just a minute. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction, all in order from left to right. So let's take a look at some examples. I'm going to look at 20 minus 3 times 5. What I like to do is I like to identify my operations. Am I adding? Am I subtracting? Am I multiplying? Here I've got subtraction and multiplication. So in my previous screen, I had parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So that tells me that I'm going to do my multiplication first. So I'm going to have 20 minus, and I'm going to take 3 times 5. 3 times 5 is going to give me 15. And I'm going to actually solve for this one. 20 minus 15 gives me a final answer of 5. Some more examples. I might have, let me go ahead and label these as examples. Don't know if you can hear that in the background. That's a nice cricket learning math this morning. Let's go with something a little more intense. Let's go 4 times 10 minus 7 inside of parentheses plus 2 times 3. In the back of your mind, if you need to think, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Go ahead and write that somewhere. Have it on the side of the paper so you can look at it. Can get it memorized later as we work. We continue to work on these problems. We're going to do parentheses first. Parentheses tells me to do my 10 minus 7. So that's going to give me 3. I am going to leave it 3. And then I'm going to look and see what I have from this point. I have 4 times 3 plus 2 times 3. So I'm going to do the multiplication of both of them. That's going to give me 12 plus, and then 2 times 3 is going to give me 6. All I have left is addition, so 12 plus 6, we're going to come out with a final answer of 18. That's it for Chapter 1, Section 1. We have got through words and expressions. We will have some problems tomorrow in class. If you feel really good about it, you'll sit in the hot section tomorrow. Need a little bit of review. Let's go warm, and we will get those who need some extra help on the cold side. Take care of that tomorrow. So I'm hoping everybody comes in hot or warm. We'll see you tomorrow. This is Wednesday. I'll see you Thursday morning.